Four Big Ten softball programs getting ready for the NCAA Tournament this week. As we take a look at their all-time appearances, the Michigan Wolverines lead the way with 30, Indiana Hoosiers with 9, 2 of those coming in back-to-back seasons, including 2024. Head coach Shonda Stanton leading the group to back-to-back NCAA berths for the first time in nearly 40 years. Just so impressive what the Hoosiers are doing in Bloomington right now. And for more on that, we welcome in Indiana head softball coach Shonda Stanton. Coach, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, thanks for having me on. We appreciate the Big Ten Network, and we're fired up about IU, and we're ready to roll to Mizzou.
All right, let's keep it rolling. The good times rolling, that is. I want to go back, though, to Selection Sunday. There had to be a lot of nerves going up to that show. What were you guys doing throughout the day, and then what was the moment like when you finally heard them say Indiana Hoosiers?
Well, we thought we had done enough. You know, the whole theme was win to get in. In the back half, we've done that. And last year we had confetti for them. And so this year we knew we weren't, completely locked in. We knew we were a bubble team. So we bought a bunch of bubbles on the way home from Iowa. And, I hoped I wasn't going to have a bunch of bubbles sitting at home. And so it's such an electric moment to be able to have your student athletes, to just see the smiles on their faces, the celebration. I don't think in life we take enough pause and have those clap moments, and we celebrated. It was a great moment. We had bubbles everywhere. Pretty proud of our group and what we've accomplished in back-to-back seasons, 40 plus wins, back-to-back years. We just have an incredible group.
I love the bubble celebration. That's a great idea. Coach, you're always coming up with stuff. The Red Hot Hoosiers, you're giving out Red Hots. Now you've got the bubbles to celebrate being a bubble team getting in. But after all those celebrations died down, what was your message to your group about going into the NCAA tournament?
Well, we belong. And, this is a group that, we just got to continue to do what we do. And that's live loved. We tell them, you look at the support that they have from their families, the support that they have in this community, our alumni base. We fired them up. If you live loved, you can't lose. You go out, you play free, you play loose, you swing the sticks like we do. Look at the power and combo that we have, over 100 plus stolen bases, almost 70 bombs. We got 2 aces in the circle. And we play we flash leather. We play some very good D. So, as a group, we belong. We're excited to match up with a future Big Ten opponent. It's an incredible regional. You're talking about a stacked region, and we're just excited to be be back out and playing and competing with this group again.
Going back to your Big Ten tournament run, you make it to the final game for the second straight season. Now, your group did falter a little bit, though, at the end of the regular season. You dropped your last two regular season series, but something you told me about a month ago is that responding is a core value of this group, whether it's a player responding to another, whether it's how you respond on the field. How did you see your team respond in that Big Ten tournament showing with 3 straight wins?
Yeah, we call it a culture of response, and just winners adjust, and you got to be super present. And, when something doesn't go well, you get sudden change. If we give up a big hit, then we lock it down on D. If we give up some runs, our sticks are going to back us up. And so, I think our group, what we did in the Big Ten tournament was so impressive, particularly to be down in that Nebraska game, 3-0 going late into the innings, and you have a freshman step up and hit a bomb to equalize it, and then our sticks just light up in extra innings. I think if you look at every one of those games, we just played so free, so loose, and I couldn't be any more proud. Sure, I think in that championship game, hats off to Michigan, congratulations to Bonnie. But I felt like we gave it away there defensively. We had some miscues that we didn't have earlier in the tournament, but I couldn't be any more proud in the way we competed. To be able to play for championships back-to-back years is unbelievably impressive. And we stand on a rich history here at IU, and we've woke up the sleeping giant here, and we're pretty fired up about the future. It looks so bright.
I want to touch on the performance of your pitcher, utility player, all-around rock star Brie Copeland, named to the Big Ten All-Tournament team. She's taken on such a huge role for your group, not just last season, this season, trying to continue that success. And you told me also that you feel like the mentality piece was a big part for her to get into this groove she's now finally getting into here in the postseason. What have you seen from her down the stretch that gives you confidence going into the NCAA tournament?
Well, this program is a transformational program, a developmental program. And, you got a kid like Brie Copeland who came in and really didn't even want to pitch. And now she wants the game ball every game. And I tell you what she's been able to do and kind of reinvent herself mid-year. Coach Bell, it starts with her at the top, Chanda, our pitching coach, and our associate head coach. They have an incredible game plan, but more importantly, this business is about relationships, and they have an incredible relationship. You're going to find Brie any time of the day hanging out here in the clubhouse, and that time spent pays dividends when you're in the trenches and you got to go to battle, and you're picking pitches that you need to throw. They trust each other. And so the development that we've seen with her, if you look from the championship game last year to this year, the growth, it has been unbelievable. The mindset, it's all between the ears, the six tool. Obviously she's super explosive. She's super talented, but I think what's grown the most is the six tool, and that's the separator.
Another player who really stepped up for you in the Big Ten tournament, freshman utility Alex Cooper, named to the Big Ten All-Tournament team, back-to-back home runs against Nebraska and Northwestern. How have you seen her progress and her confidence grow as the season has worn on?
Well, it's a message to any seniors in high school out there that can't wait to get on campus anywhere in the country. As a freshman, you may struggle to start the season. I think Alex had the luxury. We've known her since she was young, coming to our camps, being 40 miles up the road. And we told her, hey, you're an elite defender. You have all the tools offensively. We don't need you to perform early. Like, we need you to get comfortable. You're going to go through some strides that aren't going to be pockets that you want, but we've got a veteran team this year that's going to pick you up, stay the course. There were moments we could have pinch hit for her early in the year, DP'd for her. We stayed the course, and because we did that, we believed in her, we trusted in her, we gave her that time to fail and get back up and have that culture response. She continued to have moment after moment towards the end of the year, and she was absolutely clutch. I mean, that kid is a five-tool player. I cannot wait to see what she does in the future. Obviously, all Big Ten performer on the defensive team, all freshman team, and she had those micro moments that were absolutely huge. A smile that lights up the room. And, we're so excited about a homegrown hero here in town doing big things.
I mean, that's the reason why you coach, right? Just to see those personal successes, the growth, the development side.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you, every kid when they get on campus, my job is all about managing expectations. We're managing expectations of 18 to 22-year-olds in the prime of their life. And you know how it is. As a freshman, you're coming in and you're expecting the world. And there's going to be tough times. You're away from home. You're doing things on your own that you haven't done, and then you got to go out there and perform. And, the spotlight's on you. And so I'm just so proud of how she stayed the course. I'm proud of her parents, how they stayed the course too, because that's tough to sit and watch your little girl at times not get the performance that she wants early on when she was so elite in high school, travel ball. You're used to never getting out, right? And so that's the best part. That's the joy in the journey, we call it, right? And it's fun to watch these athletes gain inner strength. We know that when they leave our program, they're going to be confident and they can take on the world. They're going to have that boldness because they've been transformed and they've grown, and they get to have a whole heck of a lot of fun and win ball games along the way. And just go out, we lace up our cleats, and we play in the dirt. I got the best job in the world.
I was going to say, it looks pretty fun to get to take part in those locker room celebrations. We just saw a clip of that from your guys' Twitter. I want to get in there. But let's look ahead to the Columbia Regional. Your team faces Washington. Yes, you have a lot of power and speed, but the Huskies, another program that can hit the long ball. What's the focus this week as you're preparing for that matchup?
Well, it's like anything, the long ball does go out of the park, right? And you just can't, you got to limit damage. You got to limit the big inning. You can't have the walk, you got to win the freebie war. So you can't have the walk or the error and then the bomb. If somebody gets a solo shot, hey, we can do the same thing. We can run it out of the yard. Obviously, we're cranking up the machines this weekend. We're going to see some high velo from a number of the pitchers in this regional. And so, we can't overswing. You can't get big with your swings. You got to get your barrel to the ball. And so I look forward to the matchups. And, it's great to be able to welcome those teams to the Big Ten next season. It's going to only continue to strengthen an already stacked conference.
All right. Well, Coach Stanton, thanks so much for stopping by. Good luck. Looking forward to watching your team in action this weekend.
Thanks for having me on. Go IU.
Next, Michael is back with more baseball insight. 5 teams vying for the final spots in the Big Ten tournament, and it all comes down to this weekend, what he's looking for in the regular season finale.